Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're going to be looking at machine learning.
Oh, yeah.
All those algorithms that seem to learn like we do.
Right.
We're using this really cool video from Simply Learn
Sounds good.
to kind of walk us through it.
Yeah, it's really interesting stuff.
Yeah,
A lot of people think machine learning is like science fiction or something,
right.
but it's really like all around us already.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I bet you used it today.
Oh, for sure.
And you probably didn't even know it.
Yeah, definitely.
Whether that's, getting a music recommendation on your streaming app, or maybe you got like a fraud alert from your bank.
Right.
That's all machine learning.
It is.
But how does it actually work?
Well,
Like, what is going on
that's what we're here to find out.
behind the scenes?
So to really get it, we need to break it down a little
Okay.
into the main types of machine learning.
Right.
The video starts with something called supervised learning.
Okay.
Imagine you have all these coins, like from all these different countries.
Yeah.
Euros, rupees, dollars, you name it.
Gotcha. Like a big jumbled pile of coins.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you want to teach a machine to tell them apart
Okay.
just by how much they weigh.
Interesting.
So you'd start by, supervising its learning.
Okay.
You give it info about each coin,
Okay.
like how much it weighs and like what it is,
So
like euro or rupee.
it's building like a model in its head
Exactly.
that connects the weight with what type of coin it is.
Yeah, learning to spot the patterns.
Okay.
Like if this coin weighs this much, it's probably a euro.
Uh-huh.
And if it weighs that much, it must be a rupee.
Okay.
So once it's learned enough examples,
Right.
you can give it a coin it's never seen before.
Oh, okay.
And it can guess what it is just from the weight.
So it's finding these connections in the data.
Right.
And using that to guess what something is.
That's basically it.
Okay.
Supervised learning is super powerful,
Yeah.
but it needs labeled data, which you don't always have.
Gotcha.
And that's where unsupervised learning comes in.
Okay, so if supervised learning is like having a teacher,
Yeah.
unsupervised is more like figuring things out on your own?
Exactly. The video gives this great example
Okay.
with cricket players.
Okay.
And you've got all this data,
Right.
like how many runs they score, how many wickets they take.
Uh-huh.
But let's say the machine doesn't know who's a batsman
Right.
and who's a bowler.
So it has the data but doesn't know what it means.
Right.
Yeah.
But it can look at the data and it might notice something.
Hmm.
Like some players score lots of runs,
Right.
but don't take many wickets,
Okay.
while others are really good at taking wickets,
Yeah.
but don't score a lot of runs.
Interesting.
And from that, it can work out
Okay.
that there are two different groups of players.
Right. Even though we didn't tell it that.
Exactly. It figured it out on its own.
Wow.
That's unsupervised learning, finding patterns in groups.
We have supervised learning where it has a teacher.
Right.
Unsupervised learning where it figures things out on its own.
Yep.
Is there a third one?
There is.
Yeah.
Reinforcement learning. It's all about learning from trying things out,
Okay.
getting feedback, and doing things better.
Right. That sounds a lot more complicated.
Think of it like training a dog.
Okay.
You want to teach it a trick,
Right.
so you give it treats when it does it right,
Yeah.
and maybe say no when it does it wrong.
So the dog learns
Exactly.
what to do to get the treat.
In the video, they use the example of
Yeah.
identifying a dog in a picture.
Right.
If the machine guesses cat,
Yeah.
it gets negative feedback.
Okay.
But if it gets it right,
Uh-huh.
it gets a reward.
So it's always learning
Right.
and changing how it does things
Exactly.
based on the feedback.
And by doing this over and over,
Yeah.
it gets better and better at recognizing dogs.
Okay, so that's reinforcement learning. So we've got these three main types:
Yep.
supervised, unsupervised,
Yes.
reinforcement.
Yeah.
But like, why is machine learning so big right now?
It's a few things coming together, really. The first is just the huge amount of data we have now.
Right.
Think about it. Every time you use your phone,
Yeah.
shop online, or really do anything online,
Uh-huh.
you're creating data.
It's like we're leaving these digital footprints everywhere.
And that's all food for machine learning.
Okay.
The more data there is,
Right.
the better these algorithms get.
So it's like if you want to learn to cook,
Yeah,
you need a big cookbook with lots of recipes.
exactly. And on top of that,
Okay.
we have much more powerful computers.
Right. So they can crunch all that data.
They can process so much data so quickly,
Right.
and then the algorithms themselves are always improving.
Right.
Researchers are finding even better ways for machines to learn.
Okay, so it's like this perfect storm
It really is.
of data,
Yeah.
computing power, and smarter algorithms.
It's leading to all these incredible advancements.
So where is this all leading?
Well, before we get to that,
Okay.
we should take a minute
Right.
to really appreciate what makes this so revolutionary.
Okay, I'm ready.
Let's dive in a little deeper.
What's next on our journey?
Let's see.
All right, so we've got the basics down.
Yeah.
Supervised, unsupervised, and reinforcement learning.
Right?
And all this data and computing power.
Uh-huh.
But where does it all actually touch our lives?
Well, let's start with healthcare.
Okay, healthcare.
It's a great example.
Right.
One area where machine learning is really making a difference
Okay.
is analyzing medical images.
Oh, wow.
Imagine an algorithm
Yeah.
that can see tiny things in x-rays and scans,
Yeah.
things a doctor might miss.
So it's like having an extra set of eyes.
Exactly, and superpowered eyes at that.
Right.
It could be huge for diagnosing things early.
Oh, yeah, like cancer or heart disease.
Exactly, when catching it early really matters.
That's incredible.
And it's not just about images.
Okay.
Machine learning can also help personalize treatment
Oh, interesting.
by looking at a patient's history, their genes, even their lifestyle.
So not just a one-size-fits-all approach.
Right, it's all about tailoring treatment to the individual.
That makes a lot of sense.
It can mean better outcomes,
Yeah.
fewer side effects,
Uh-huh.
and really putting the patient first.
Okay, so we've got diagnosing diseases early.
Yeah.
And personalizing treatment.
Right.
That's amazing. But healthcare can be pretty serious.
It can.
Can we lighten things up a bit?
Oh, sure.
That's some fun.
Like entertainment.
Yeah, entertainment.
Ever get those movie recommendations that are just spot on?
You mean like when Netflix suggests that cheesy rom-com I secretly love?
Exactly. That's machine learning.
Really?
It's analyzing what you watch, what you rate, even what you search for
Okay.
to figure out what you like.
So it's like a personal movie advisor.
In a way.
But without having to talk to anyone.
Exactly. And it's not just Netflix.
All right.
Spotify recommending music,
Uh-huh.
Amazon suggesting products.
Gotcha.
It's all machine learning working behind the scenes.
Wow. That's amazing.
And it's not just healthcare and entertainment.
What else?
Finance is another big one.
Okay, finance.
Machine learning is being used to catch fraud,
Hmm.
figure out credit risk,
Uh-huh.
even make investment decisions.
It's like a super smart financial advisor
Kinda, yeah.
that never sleeps.
Exactly. And then there's transportation.
Oh, right, like self-driving cars?
That's one part of it,
Okay.
but it's also being used to make traffic flow better,
Wow.
predict what transportation people will need,
Interesting.
and even design safer and more efficient vehicles.
That's getting pretty futuristic.
It is, and it could totally change how we get around,
Right.
make it safer, faster, and easier for everyone.
It's incredible to think about all these changes.
It is.
But what about the bigger picture?
You mean how it's affecting the world in general?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, one big impact is on jobs.
Right.
As machines can do more things,
Uh-huh.
some jobs are going away,
Okay.
but new ones are being created.
That's a big topic, the future of work.
It is, and it's something people are both excited and worried about.
I get that.
It's a tough issue with no easy answers.
Yeah.
But one thing's for sure,
What's that?
we need to keep learning and adapting.
Right, so it's not just about machines learning, but
Okay.
about us learning, too.
Exactly, and that brings us to another important point,
Okay.
the impact on society.
Right.
These technologies are becoming more powerful,
Yeah.
and we need to think about the ethics of it all.
Like, we can't just adopt any new technology without thinking about the downsides.
Exactly, we need to ask some tough questions
Like what?
about data privacy,
Mm-hmm.
algorithmic bias,
Okay.
and the potential for misuse.
So it's not just about the tech itself,
Right.
but about how we use it and
Exactly.
the values we build into it.
We need to make
Yeah.
sure that machine learning helps everyone.
Right. Not just a few people.
But to really explore that,
Yeah.
we need to go a bit deeper.
Okay.
And that's what we'll do in the next part of our deep dive.
All right. This is getting really interesting.
It is.
I'm ready to tackle those big questions
Let's do it.
and see what else we can learn about machine learning. We've learned a lot in this deep dive
We have.
about the different types of machine learning
Right.
and all the cool ways it's being used.
Yeah, from healthcare to
To
entertainment.
finance and transportation.
Right.
It's really incredible.
It is.
But I gotta be honest,
Yeah.
it's also a little scary.
Oh, how so?
It feels like we're on the edge of something big,
Yeah, I get that.
like a whole new world,
Right.
and it's hard to know what it all means.
It's natural to feel that way
Right.
when you're dealing with something this powerful.
Exactly. And you were talking about how machine learning is all about making machines think like us.
Uh-huh.
So as they get smarter,
Yeah.
what does that mean for us?
That's a big question.
Right. Yeah.
What does it even mean to be human?
Yeah.
When machines can think like we do. Philosophers have been asking that for ages.
I bet.
But I think machine learning gives us a new way to look at it.
Really? How?
Well, by trying to copy human intelligence,
Yeah.
we have to figure out what makes our intelligence special.
Okay, yeah.
Like what sets us apart from even the smartest machines.
So it's like we're trying to understand ourselves better.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And when we really look,
Yeah.
we see that human intelligence,
Yeah.
it's more than just processing data
Okay.
or following rules.
Right. There's more to it than that.
It's about things like creativity,
Yeah.
empathy,
Uh-huh.
intuition,
Okay.
our sense of right and wrong,
Things machines can't really do.
at least not yet.
So as machines get better at the routine stuff,
Yeah,
those human things become even more important.
exactly. So maybe instead of being scared of machine learning, we can see it as a chance to redefine what it means to be human
I like that.
and focus on the things that make us unique.
So it's not about machines versus humans.
No.
It's about humans and machines working together.
Right, to build a better future.
That's a great way to think about it.
It is.
It gives me hope for the future.
Me too.
But we still need to be careful
Absolutely.
and talk about these ethical questions. We
Right.
need to make sure
Yeah,
that machine learning is used for good.
for everyone's benefit.
Exactly. So it's not just about the technology.
No.
It's about our values and
Yeah.
the choices we make.
It's about finding that balance,
Yeah.
using the power of machine learning,
Right.
but also protecting what's important.
That's a great point to wrap things up.
Yeah, we've covered a lot today.
We've just scratched the surface.
It's just the beginning of the conversation.
So to everyone listening,
Keep learning
but keep asking questions.
and keep talking about these important issues.
Because the future of machine learning
Is up to all of us.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into machine learning.
It was my pleasure.
Until next time, stay curious.